Welcome back. Microphone broken. Hey everyone. This week I want to talk about something simple. Incredibly simple. But surprisingly very easy to miss. This week has been about missing the mark. To sin. About seeing tales instead of truths. You know that moment when you're looking for your phone only to realize it's already in your hand? I've had a few of those moments lately, and I don't even wear spectacles, so I know it's nothing to do with my sight. But it has made something quite clear to me. How easy it is to stand so close to what's in front of us that we look through it, overlook it, and completely miss the mark. David, William, Pierce. Aligned living. Okay, so our brains are incredibly good at selective attention. When we're overstimulated, and let's be honest, we're incredibly overstimulated. Under pressure or trying to survive, the nervous system narrows the field of view. The prefrontal cortex steps in and says, focus here. This matters. Everything else can wait. And to be clear, this is a gift. It's why you can focus under pressure. It's why you react the way you do, though sometimes that's not a gift. It's why you've forgotten? You have gotten as far as you have in life. So, thank you, prefrontal cortex, for getting us this far. And, very dualistically, every gift comes with a trade-off, the other side of the coin. To know great love is to open yourself up to great loss. And the trade-off with this is when our attention becomes too narrow, we can miss what's staring us in the face. We become so fixated on the problem in one hand that we can't see the solution quietly offering in the other. I think there it is. Chris Williams spoke into this in a video that I watched of his recently. Modern Wisdom podcast. Yes. I tried to find the video, but I couldn't. So if I do, I'll put it in the comments or I'll put it in the description. Chris, if you're watching, if you know which video I'm talking about, please put it in the comments. So Chris was saying how the things we dislike most about ourselves are often, ironically, the source of our greatest power. And when you stop to think about it, that problem you have has also offered you something wonderful. That abuse you went through helped you to become the patient, compassionate individual that you are and that people love you for. Or maybe that hyper-awareness, that anxiety that you hold, so attentive to everything, is what makes you so fastidious and so good at your job and what you do. This is one of the reasons Tantric Yoga places such emphasis on meditation and on living life meditatively. Turyātīta, beyond the fourth. Which doesn't mean sitting cross-legged on a cushion all day, though that may be true for you for a while. It's not a transcendental path, it's an integrative path. It's about living life meditatively, taking the opportunity to press pause, because when we slow down enough to experience the whole screen, we don't just see the problem, we see the bigger picture. And sometimes the relief we're looking for isn't found by thinking harder. There's a quote, I think it's attributed to Einstein. It might be a misquote, but the mind that makes the problem isn't this. You can't solve the problem with the same mind that created it. It's the same idea. But by relaxing enough to see what's already true, you can start to see what you've overlooked, what you've missed. Not by thinking harder, but by relaxing softer. So the analogy, we'll go with that, I have for this is remember those optical illusions in magazines where if you relaxed your gaze enough, you'd see something hidden in the image? Same idea. Now imagine what you'd see if you softened your gaze on that problem you're having long enough to grasp what's already in front of you. This week's studies were an unpacking of what we explored last week, the view, the foundational tantric teaching and orientation. In simple terms, it's this: suffering begins to loosen when we relax enough to return to our joy and see what's actually true, instead of becoming fixated on the stories that the mind weaves to fill the blanks. Not every thought is a fact. Not every fear is a prophecy. Not every story deserves your belief. So this is how this has showed up for me in my life this week. I noticed scarcity stories, self-worth wrestlings, and the familiar urge to prove instead of simply be. And I get it. It can be so challenging to remember this teaching and any of these teachings when life is throwing you the curveballs and testing you, putting you through the trials, shaping you. I was fortunate enough to share Aligned Living more than once this week and to feel the resonance land. I had my first in-clinic client in a new space that I've opened, and honestly it felt really good to take this work and share it in this way. It's like using tantric talk therapy, postural assessment, and analysis, and movement medicine and contact massage to give clinical, individualized support to a person, not a prescriptive medicine like you get at a lot of yoga studios or maybe at massage clinics. You go in and they give you the standard thing, because it does help to a degree, and we're all unique. So the medicine we need is going to be a very unique combination of a lot of things. And so getting to work with people individually has been really nice. As with the contact massage couples experiences, we've had a range of couples come in from newly together and enjoying that deliciousness of honeymoon phase and everything is so playful, exciting and sexy, to completely the other end of the spectrum with a couple who've been trying to have a baby for years now, and the strain that's putting on the relationship, and how contact massage can really support in that. I'm going to do a whole video about why I love contact massage, so if it's available now, I'll leave it there. If not, just keep waiting. Just wait longer. Wish Ace Ventura, Fed Detective. If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer. Classic. Okay. Slowing things down. And I just want to say thank you to the feedback that I received that was deeply encouraging. Not because it flattered me, but because it confirmed something I already felt. That presence works, and really that's what I'm offering as an alignment specialist. Presence, without trying to influence, but simply understand, so that you might find the clarity that you've been seeking. Say it's not my mission to put my fish in your pond, but to help you clear your water. That's why I'm not a coach, I'm not a therapist, I'm in that space in between. Okay, so on Thursday, I attended an authentic relating workshop. And it was great. It was nice to be facilitated rather than being the facilitator. I got to play in intimacy and meet new people and speak into my relationship with anger, which is an interesting one. If you, especially if you're a male, have had a relationship with anger that you've been navigating, please feel to let me know in the comments. I know that I'm not the only one, and I know how challenging it can be to navigate the relationship with anger and be seen in that, especially by a partner or a woman. So I sympathize, and if you want to support in that, please share. So for me, I noticed something important, that what I shared and what I didn't share brought things up for me and invited me to reflect on what I might share next time that I'm invited. And that awareness alone felt like integration. In addition, Aligned Living has an entrepreneurs meet called Mycelium, and the meeting that we had reminded me that production can prevail over exhaustion when there's enough stimulation, support, and conscious encouragement. And lastly, over the weekend, Tiffany and I escaped the city and went into the woods with a new friend, exploring a potential location for an Aligned Living couples contact massage retreat. So if you are in Mexico City, or you're around Mexico City, or want to visit Mexico City around April, May time, we're looking to do a couples contact massage retreat where we'll get to share with you the different levels of contact massage, the philosophy, principles behind it, and have a lot of fun for a few days, being out in the woods, being with a good collection of human beings, and getting to share what's true, what's alive, what's authentic, what's real. The place was stunning. I think I may have put a couple of photos on Instagram, but for me personally, I noticed how quickly my mind began to weave visions, to dream again, because it felt safe enough to do so. All of this keeps pointing me back to the same place, that sometimes alignment isn't about doing more, or fixing something, or solving the next problem. Sometimes it's about simply being long enough to notice what's already in front of you, and letting that truth, not the tail, lead. Letting the truth, not the tail, lead. If any part of what I've shared today in this video resonates with you, I share reflections like this every week inside the Aligned Living Collective. It's a quiet WhatsApp group, an ongoing space where you can offer the tantric teachings that I'm sitting with, the questions they arise, and support you and how they might be supporting the challenges you're going through, and by sharing how they're supporting me in navigating my life. No pressure to engage, perform, or respond. It's simply a space for orientation, no obligation. And if you feel called to take it further, maybe work with us or me directly through Aligned Living, optimizing health, wealth, and relationship to get the most of life, you'll find links to everything in the description. So as always, thank you for being here, and wishing you an aligned week ahead.